welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nurse Lee, and on my channel I talk about nursing, beauty, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of those topics, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you, and the notification bell below so that you'll be notified when I post my videos. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of Uworld. So if you're interested in knowing the pros versus the cons of Uworld, please keep watching. So a couple weeks ago, I did a video on how I utilized Uworld to study for my NCLEX exam and passed my NCLEX exam on the first try. So if you're interested in knowing how I utilized Uworld to pass my NCLEX exam on the first try, I'm going to link it down below. So check out the link in the description box down below. But today specifically, I'm just going to be talking about the pros versus the cons of Uworld to see if it'll work best for you. So once I talk about these pros and cons, then you'll be able to make a decision, hopefully, on whether Uworld is the right choice for you to use and study for your NCLEX exam. So let's first talk about what Uworld actually is before we get into the pros and cons. Uworld is a big test bank with over 2,000 questions and a couple assessments that help test your knowledge and prepare you for your NCLEX exam. Uworld also provides you with NCLEX-style questions and great detailed rationales to help you prepare for your exam. It is not a review course. Uworld is not a review course at all. It's more of a self-study tool that will help to gauge your readiness for the exam. So they'll let you know where you're at in terms of your passing rate for the NCLEX exam. After you purchase Uworld, you will have access to the over 2,000 questions and assessment depending on what test plan you choose. So they have different test plans, or I should say they have different packages that you can choose from depending on how much you're willing to spend. So not every package does not include the assessments. I believe you would have to spend more money to have the assessments, the practice assessments included in your plan that you purchase. So if you're willing to spend more money, then you will get those 2,000 questions or over 2,000 questions plus, I believe, 2 practice assessments. That way you can do you can call like a pre-assessment. So you can do one of the assessments before you start studying, and then after you've studied everything, you can do the post-assessment to gauge your readiness for the exam. And Uworld is not only designed for those who are trying to take their NCLEX-RN, it also has resources for people who are trying to study for their nurse practitioner license, and it also has resources, I believe, for medical students to utilize as well. So check it out and see which resource you can utilize. So now I'm going to get into the pros and cons. I'm going to start with the pros and then work my way to the cons. So the first pro I'm going to talk about is that Uworld is it has a similar structure as the NCLEX exam. In terms of like the layout and everything, Uworld definitely mimics that NCLEX layout. So it's giving you a learning environment that is similar to the actual NCLEX, which I don't know about you, but for me, it made me feel comfortable when I went to go take my NCLEX exam. It was like, okay, it's easy for me to navigate through this because it's similar to how Uworld was set up. So that's definitely a pro that I think Uworld has when it comes to helping you prepare for your NCLEX. So the second pro I want to talk about is that Uworld has a lot of questions to study from. They provide you with tons and tons of questions to help prepare you for the NCLEX exam. And I don't know too many resources out there or self-study tools that provide you with a lot of questions, over 2,000 questions to help you prepare for your NCLEX exam. So that's definitely a pro that Uworld has, is that the amount of questions that they provide you with is mind-blowing. Like, you will take questions and after questions until you're tired. And It also does a great job of spreading the questions out across the nursing subject as well. So each nursing subject has a good amount of questions that you can practice from and gauge your readiness for the NCLEX exam. All right, so let's move on to pro number 3. I want to mention that Uworld also has an app that you can utilize if you can't physically sit down in front of your laptop to do questions, or sit down in one area or one spot to do questions on your laptop. You can definitely download the app on your smartphone device and download the app and do questions on the go. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that you can physically walk around and do practice questions to help you prepare for your NCLEX, because not everybody has the opportunity to stay home, sit in one area on their laptop and do questions. So do questions while you're on the go. Download that app that they have and utilize the questions through your phone, through your smartphone. That's definitely a pro that I can say you can use to your advantage when it comes to Uworld. And I know most of us, well, I do carry my phone around more than I do my laptop. So it's easier for me to just do questions from my phone than it is for me to carry around my laptop or stay in front of my laptop in one area and do questions. There's one more pro I have about Uworld, and then we'll move into the cons. So the last pro I want to talk about when it comes to Uworld is that Uworld has great detailed rationales. Their rationales are so informative that it's like it's teaching you all over again. And I don't know too many resources out there that give great detailed rationales. I mean, there's one resource that I used. I don't want to put them out there, but I used the resource and it didn't work for me because their rationale was literally one sentence explaining why I got the question wrong. And I'm like, I can't learn off of this one sentence. I need something to explain to me in further detail as to why I got this question wrong. So that resource did not work for me at all. When I came across Uworld and I saw how great their rationales were and how detailed they were, I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. I need something that's going to explain to me fully why I got it wrong, so that when I see it again next time, I will not make the same mistake of getting it wrong. So they even provide rationales as to why questions are correct. So in my opinion, it doesn't get any better than that. Their rationales are outstanding. Seriously, like, no joke. And they also do a great job of providing you with pictures, diagrams, tables, so that you will get the full picture as to what they're trying to explain to you, which is also very helpful as well. I think, in my opinion, Uworld works for a lot of people's learning styles. So if you're a visual learner, they have visuals. Audio learner, they have audios. They do fit multiple learning styles, which I also appreciated when I was studying for my NCLEX exam. So those are the pros when it comes to Uworld. Now I'm going to go into talking about the cons. The first con I have for you guys is that Uworld can get quite expensive. It can get very expensive depending on which plan you choose. And if you want to get the most out of Uworld, you want to spend a little more money to get the best out of it. But it does come in different price ranges depending on how long you need it and depending on what you need from it. So they go based on how long you're going to access their Uworld resource, and they also go based on what you actually need to study. So for example, I can pull it up on my phone and show you and tell you guys what I mean. So if you need Uworld for 30 days, then they're charging $129. But that only includes the 2,000 questions, the 2,000 plus questions. So 30-day access, 2,000 questions is $129. If you want 90-day access to Uworld, you have They're going to provide you with 2,000 plus questions and 2 self-assessments, and that's $199. I'm pretty sure that's the one I chose. I chose the 90-day access for $199. You can go even further and choose the 180-day access. That gives you 2,000 plus questions, two self-assessments, and one-time reset option. That one-time reset option, I believe it means that you can just reset the whole thing and be able to access it all over again, but only one time. So after you've completed the Uworld, you can re-access it one more time. Then you have the 360-day access, which is $339, and that includes 2,000 plus questions, 2 self-assessments, and one-time reset option. This one is looking similar to the 180-day access, but they give you a longer time period. And then last but not least, 730-day access. That's $399, and it's giving you access to 2,000 plus questions, 2 self-assessments, and one-time reset option. So just choose what's going to work best for you. If you're not planning to study for a long period of time, then obviously you don't need the 730-day access. You don't need the 360-day access. You don't need to purchase that one because you're not even going to spend that long studying. Just go based on how long you think you're going to take to study and purchase the best plan for you. I didn't think I was going to study for more than 3 months, so I stuck to the 90-day access because that's how much time I felt like I needed to study for my NCLEX exam. So I spent about $200 on the Uworld preparation. So it can get expensive, like I said. So that can be a con because, coming straight out of nursing school, you're probably balling on a budget and you're not planning to spend that much money to utilize a resource. So if it's too expensive for you, then obviously Uworld will not be the best option for you. But I would definitely encourage you to look at their different plans to see if any of those fit your budget and what you're trying to spend. And also, I was willing to spend up to $200 as well because Uworld was my main resource. If it's your main resource, then I would advise you to, put out more money towards your main resource. But if Uworld is not your main resource and you have another resource where you spent a lot of money on, then just stick to that and maybe get a cheaper plan with Uworld. But like I said, Uworld was my main resource, which is why I was willing to spend more on it because that's what I utilized mainly to study for my NCLEX exam. Another con I want to talk about when it comes to Uworld is that Uworld is not a review course. It is not a review course at all. So if you think that Uworld is going to take you back to nursing school and teach you everything from scratch that you learned in your nursing courses, then that's not the right resource for you because it's not a review course. It is a self-study tool to expose you to as many questions as possible to help prepare you for your NCLEX exam. If you're looking for a review course, then Uworld is not the right resource for you. It's literally a huge test bank of questions they provide you with to help you prepare you for your NCLEX exam. They're just exposing you to questions after questions after questions to help you prepare for your exam. The last con I want to talk about is that people are saying that, and I can agree with this, Uworld is, I can say it's harder than the actual NCLEX exam in terms of the questions they provide you with. It's more tough than the actual NCLEX questions. With Uworld, you're thinking more critically. You're definitely thinking more critically versus the NCLEX questions that you get on the exam are more vague, in my opinion. I think, you know, I spoke to a couple of my colleagues that have used Uworld, and they can agree with that. They can agree that the NCLEX questions on the exam are more vague. The Uworld questions, like I said, they're more critical. They definitely do test your knowledge, and I think it's actually a good thing, because when you're studying something that's harder than what you're going to test for, you tend to be over-prepared. And in my opinion, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. So I didn't mind the UWorld questions being tough, because it just only prepared me for the actual NCLEX exam. You know, then it's like, okay, if I can answer these UWorld questions, then I should be able to answer the actual NCLEX questions on the exam. So, like I said, it worked great for me because I was over prepared rather than under prepared. So yeah, the questions on Uworld are more difficult, but it's gonna over prepare you for your NCLEX exam. So thank you all for joining me. That does conclude this video of me providing you guys with the pros and cons of Uworld. I hope that I was able to provide you with enough pros and enough cons so that you'll be able to make the best decision for yourself when you're preparing to study for your NCLEX exam. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and comment down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns regarding Uworld or anything in general that you want to ask me regarding the NCLEX exam, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.